Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Big Blue Power Hour again. Glad to be with you. It's been a few weeks. We're in the lull of the NFL season, so it's Big Blue Power Hour, powered by Box Sports Entertainment. Hope everyone's doing well. So you know, it's we've had the OTAs, we had the mandatory minicamp. No injuries so far. I thought it was pretty cool that Parcells was at the minicamp talking to the players, talking to Thibodeau. It's always good to hear from experience from a coach like Parcells, who's won a couple of Super Bowls with us. Um, but I call this the lull of the NFL season. There's really not a lot going on. But figured I'd have a stream, talk some Giants football. Do some over unders and stuff like that. There's really not a lot to talk about on the Barkley contract. I know that DJ and Barkley are working together. They're doing their workouts like they normally do. But we'll worry about that when the time comes. When July rolls around, we'll see what happens with that. Eileen says hi there. Hi Eileen, how are you? Go Giants. Um, so we'll start with some over unders here. I thought it'd be a cool little thing to do. Also, want to talk a question for everybody on the stream. Will the turf equal less injuries for the Giants? That's something I was thinking about because they've been one of the most injury-plagued teams the past 3 or 4 seasons, maybe 5. So I think that I think it'll equal less injuries, but you never know. It's synthetic turf, so you never know with turf. Maybe it's time to talk Giants. Barkley doesn't sign. Grab Cook. I'd like to grab Cook, get him on the cheap. I like Dalvin Cook. I think he'd be good in Dable's offense, to be honest. Only for you, go Giants. Yeah, Eileen's a Jets fan. We'll see how the Jets do this year. But we'll start with some. Let's see. Which is that Daniel must come through. He got paid. Now it's time to show up. I saw a ridiculous claim by Coward that John Mara forced Shane to sign Jones for that. I'm like, no way, no way. So, but Jones does have to step up. Here, I'll start with some over unders here. Over under 30 touchdowns for Jones. I'm going to say under, me personally. Let's talk over under sports bet. Yeah, even though I'll probably never bet on this. But you will. Mika will. He will. I think he'll have under 30 touchdowns. I'm going to say it's going to be like 27 passing touchdowns. He's going to be Eli like. He's not going to have many seasons over 30, but he'll have like 25 to 28. Let's guys having 30. It's definitely an under for me. I know he's got weapons. I mean, I'd be surprised. I mean, maybe he had what 22. Leland Lynch says 28. That's a fair assessment. Yes, I'm going solo for the time. Evan has no power. I know he's had a lot of storms down there, so the power's in and out, in and out. So, and then Stacy may be on, but for me, it's you just got me tonight. Just got my mug tonight. Leland Lynch says Waller will help him tremendously. Another under I have is Waller over under 1,000 yards. I mean, if he just get like 900 something, I'd still be tremendously happy. Yeah, I'm also going to say that, Sam, let's see. He says she'll stare at my mug any day. Over 1,000. If he stays healthy, I think it's over 1,000. Do we have an angry Giants fan tonight? I'm quite satisfied actually. I don't know about other Giant fans, but I'm quite happy. I think compared to the way all the last bunch of seasons has gone, I'm pretty satisfied. I would say. If the Giants go and take a big old shit, then maybe Yeah, maybe I won't be as satisfied. But I'll say over 1,000 yards for Waller receiving yards. Over under 1,000 yards for Daniel Jones. I'll say over, just over. Not close to 5,000, closer to 4,000. Dave Yarl says, keep smiling, Dan. I will do my best, sir. I will do my best. Yeah, but as a Giants fan, considering how putrid our offense has been, Mako says over 4,000 yards for Jones. I think with the weapons he has, if Waller can get close to 1,000 yards or over, I think that's going to make up a big chunk of his passing yards, and maybe to the running backs. Maybe it's going to be very interesting to see the way they do the offense this year with Waller and Jones. I think they're going to have a good rapport. I think it's going to be one of his better targets. I mean, every time I saw Waller play, I was like, man, I wish the Giants could have a player like this. He'd kill us every time. Even last year, he killed us. Like even last year, he went crazy on us. Dave Yarrow says, I'll give Damian Miller 24 touchdowns. It's only 2 more. I know Giants fans go, if he throws 24 touchdowns, that's a failure. Get rid of that guy. That's how a lot of fans are. Sure, Cowboys fans are like, oh, Dak throwing that pick. Get rid of this guy. I like his talent, but get rid of this guy. I'm going to say twice, but not on an 80-yard run. Wide open for a touchdown. It says the big question is how many times Daniel Jones trip? Over or under 3? I'm going to go under. Under. I'm going to go under. Now, if he gets 3 chances at 80-yard touchdowns to run 90 yards, he might fall on all 3. So, just saying. No, I don't want to run anything over like. I'd rather have him trip than get like creamed and give it a concussion. Like he tried to run the ball. Was it last year or the year before? He tried to run the ball and he tried to get up and he was totally groggy and like stumbling all over the place. It was like a run on the sideline. I think it was 2 years ago. Dave Rouse said, I figure it's better than Danny Dimes. Oh, man. But Jones only had 1 playoff appearance. 2 games. So he's 1-1. It's not terrible. We'll see if he gets another opportunity and we can go a little further in the coming seasons. Says, the more he runs, his shelf life goes down as a QB. Yes, it does. I mean, last year I think they had no choice but to do that in some games. Like their receiving corps, so there were certain periods where they just couldn't move the ball at all. And I think he felt he had no choice but to run. Because there are some situations where I definitely didn't want him running because of how he's fumbled the ball in the past. But he actually kept the fumbles way down last year, which is pretty good considering how much he ran the ball. What's going on? Nope. He has not signed yet, Dave. Saquon Barkley has not signed. All I hear is, oh, he should have taken this, he should have taken this. Then stuff gets leaked about it. I mean, I don't even know what to say about it right now. My guess is they'll get a deal done, but I don't want to give him 14 million. I'll give him like 12. But they're right against the cap. So I think their incentive is to keep Saquon Barkley because he's a dynamic playmaker for them. Leland Lynch says, trust the O-line. It's pretty good. Yeah, I'm not worried about Andrew Thomas. Neal has to take another step up. They need to solidify their guard positions because I think you could see a number of people play guard. To be honest, if you're the Giants, you have Parrott could play guard, Bredesen could play guard. Oh, there's a guy I'm missing right now. Because if there's a lot of Cowboy fans, yeah, unfortunately. But when you have a stream, you can't control what fans come in the chat room or not. So I'll have to deal with it. All right, another 2 more over-unders here. Will Aziz have over or under 10 sacks if he stays healthy? I put that like in parentheses. And will Thibodeau have over or under 10 sacks? There's no way. Why pay him $12 million? Running backs aren't a hot commodity that they once were. Let him shop around and find out the hard way. That's what I'm saying. That's what I think. Like Life with Zilla says. That's what I think about what Shane says. It's like, all right, you don't want to take 13 million. You don't want to take 12.5 million. You go see what you can get. And he's not going to get that much. I just don't think he's going to get that much. I think he should take either take a contract with incentives or take you take the tag. Hold on. You take the tag, and then you get your contract next year. I mean, I want to see him hold up another year before I give him anything. Dave Ross says Giants defense should be very good this season. I agree. With the addition of Okirike, an actual real. Yes, I know, Bo. I know who you are, but not everybody else does. Well, some people do. But on the defense, Dave Ross should be very good. I think they will be. I think Dexter Lawrence is going to have another excellent season. He's been one of the best defensive tackles in the league, top 5 at least. With Larry Williams next to him and Thibodeau and Ojulari. I'm interested to see if that. I don't even know how to say his name at the moment. But their defense should be good. Their secondary, I think, will be better this year. What's this comment? We are the ratings. LOL, healthy, yes, and yes. Comment. Teams are leaning toward a 2-back stagger, cheap on both, rather than one stud, better shelf life. Yeah, if you like, I think you got to be careful with Barkley. I'd rather honestly throw him the ball a little more than run. I'd rather have him around 200 carries, 220, and like give me like 50 or 60 years like that. That's how I think you need to use him. But I think that was Shane's idea about getting Gray from Oklahoma. He's good solid running back. He's good overall, good speed, good vision, good cutback, hits the hole hard, doesn't play games. I thought it was a really good pick by Joe Shane. Really, really good pick. Underrated pick. Evan, what's up, man? Robots are dominant. Great could break out. Yeah, like Evan said, I think that Shane is thinking, I'll draft this guy and I could play this guy as a starter if Barkley's not with us. I think Gray was drafted for it's a more important pick, I think, than people might think because of what's going on with Barkley, and he knew that was going to be a problem maybe. So he's not Saquon Barkley, but he could be serviceable. By having him and Barkley back there, I think would be great. And then have another guy to complement them. That's how most teams are doing it. I mean, that's how the Chiefs did it. I mean, they had what's that guy's name? What's his name? What's his name for? I can't place his name at the moment. The guy the Chiefs use at running back all year. And he's not like amazing or nothing like that, but he was good enough. Well, Edwards-Helaire, yeah. Pincheo. That's who I'm talking about. They did it. Yeah, Edwards-Helaire, I think, was a little hurt. Never can go wrong with two backs. Exactly. Yeah, Edwards-Helaire is a good one. I know he got hurt. It was last year or the year before. He hasn't been the same since his rookie year. Yeah, Pacheco, yeah. As long as you got a good offensive line, you got a good scheme, I don't think it matters who you have back there, to be honest. I think the Giants should be a team that spreads the ball around rather than focuses on one player. And Barkley's already torn his ACL, so I want less wear and tear on Saquon Barkley. It just has to happen that way. It needs to happen that way. Let's see. Here's a good question for everybody. Name a player the Giants can't afford to lose on offense and defense. There's something I read like a week ago. For me, the offense is Andrew Thomas. DJ, obviously, if DJ went down, they'd be screwed. But I think even if they didn't have Andrew Thomas, they wouldn't be as good up front either. Yeah, that makes sense. Leland, your quarterback's kind of the key to everything. The Giants don't really have a viable backup that's going to win games or take you far. So it's just something I was thinking about. Like I said, we're like in the lull of the NFL season. Like right before like the beginning of July is where everything starts to happen again now. There's like not much going on. So let's see. David. So Saquon doesn't sign. No. No way. I don't think it would make much sense for the Giants to do that, to be honest. No, I wouldn't be a fan of that at all. You know, with the limited cap space they have, I think they could address other areas besides the running back position. Like I said, the thing with Barkley is I feel like a deal will get done. I think a deal will get done. I'm just gonna read our sponsors real quick. MonkeyColdCoffee.com. Monkey Cold Coffee Company. They make excellent bourbon chocolate chip infused coffee and toasted coconut rum coffee. The two excellent flavors. They make an excellent product. I've had it. You know, we've all had it here at Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. Use the promo code OTB Sports at the checkout at monkeycoldcoffee.com to get 10% off on some excellent flavor infused coffee. You know, they have the cold brew maker. They have T-shirts. They have travel mugs, all that kind of stuff. So, you know, get your bag at monkeycoldcoffee.com, Monkey Cold Coffee Company, and use the promo code OTB Sports at the checkout to get 10% off your order. Dave Rose says it can't hurt. Nope. Definitely not. Actually, I have to get their K-cup filter, so I could just make my own and make it as strong as I want. But yeah, you know, as for the New York Giants, y'all, I'm really excited. I think that Joe Shade and Dable have had another successful start to their second season. I think that they've had some key positions. You know, they finally got a center and John Michael Schmitz, which I think he's going to be really well. He'll have some adjustment to do as a rookie, but I think he'll do just fine. I think he'll figure out the guard positions and solidify those. And Neal takes a step up. I think their offensive line will be much, much, much more improved. Andrew Thomas, I'm not worried about. Obviously, you want the Giants to stay healthy. You need Waller to stay healthy. You need Jones to take another step up in this offense. I'm very interested to see how they do it. I think that they're going to be running a lot less this upcoming season with Jones, and it makes sense. You have more weapons. You want to take a little more pressure off your quarterback. And that's why I think it's important to try and get Saquon Barkley signed. Because if you can get Barkley signed, that it'll come together much better than trying to figure out without him, even though I think they'd be okay. I think Dable and Kafka are innovative enough to figure something out if you didn't have Saquon Barkley. Zeke still has some fuel in the tank. Yeah, I know you'd love to see the Giants sign Ezekiel Elliott. You could laugh. The thing with Zeke is if he wasn't used as much, he'd still be viable. Like if he wasn't like, carrying the ball almost 300 times a season for like consecutive seasons, then I think Zeke would have a little more left in the tank. I think Cowboys fans would agree with that. Because I remember when he first came in the league, when he played Giants, all they would do is run. You just knew what they were going to do. Like the whole time, you knew, they're going to line up and run it with Zeke, especially when they got close to the end zone. It's a possibility, but I forget, if he doesn't sign the tender, can they trade him? They might let him walk. I mean, if they take a deal done, they might. But Barkley also has to realize, Leland, that the market isn't there. It just dropped. And Joe Schoen knows it, and he knew it. Joe Schoen knew it was going to happen. I think it was very smart. I love Saquon Barkley. I think you got to play hardball with him. I don't think you could just say, all right, we'll sign you and just whatever. I don't think Schoen is that. If it was Gettleman, he would have signed him. If it was Gettleman, he would have given him a big contract. I guarantee it. Schoen doesn't play that game. Schoen knows the market. He knows what the players are worth, and he pays attention to it. He doesn't just ignore something like that. And that's what I like about Joe Schoen. Joe Schoen isn't the type of guy to go, I'll pay you whatever you want and just be done with it. He's going to look at the market and he's going to determine whether if it's the right investment. Not that I wouldn't love Saquon Barkley, obviously, but you got to think about their future. And running backs you could find. You could find running backs. You have a good offensive line, but about signing Hopkins, I don't know. Maybe they feel they're still okay receiver-wise. How they're going to pay DeAndre Hopkins? Are they going to be able to pay him or pay his contract? I don't think it would be the worst idea, but that might be something you see that happens in August and not July. The Giants may think they're okay receiver-wise. Because they have Waller, obviously, he's probably going to be their number one target. They have Paris Campbell. They have Slayton. Shepard won't be ready till midseason. Robinson will be back eventually. So I wouldn't mind Hopkins, but maybe they will let him walk. I mean, we'll really have to see. We'll know soon enough here. But, I think Barkley is listening to his agent and not being realistic about what the market's like. And I get it. He wants to get paid. I totally understand that. But it's not like he doesn't have endorsement deals also where he doesn't get paid millions as well. It's not like he's hurting for cash. I totally get he wants to get paid. But you have to see it from the Giants' perspective, trying to build towards the future, not give out a bad contract and then give out a contract. What if Barkley goes and gets hurt again? Then what? That's a risk that I know Shane is talking about. What's up, Adam? E what? I assume you had to say something else, Adam Glenn. But I thought Zeke signed somewhere. I mean, like I said, it's so slow, like in NFL land right now. That all you can do is contemplate about stuff. Obviously, I want the Barkley contract done. I'm glad they have a new turf finally. Hopefully that will equal less injuries. It's some synthetic turf they use. It'd be nice to have grass, but I heard it's not really that. From what I know, it's not that easy to grow grass there. So you can only hope that equals. Adam. Adam Glenn says, "What do you think of what Tony did?" I think Tony's got an attitude problem. I think he's got a ton of talent, but he needs to tone it down a little bit. Just move on, buddy. Just move on. Okay? Like I think Tony's got tons of talent, but he's still got a shit attitude, I think. And someone with class wouldn't be doing the stupid shit he's doing. Not that I care. Like me, I didn't even care about it. I'm like, oh, whatever, who cares? But I don't think he has any class. The Giants didn't treat him unfairly at all. It just didn't work out. It's just the way it is. I don't know what else I'm supposed to say. Probably shouldn't have been the pick they picked anyway. At 19, because obviously it didn't fix a damn thing, did it? No, when you have Glennon playing, he only played for like 4 games for us anyway. So, to be honest, Adam, I don't care what Kadarius Toney does, but I didn't think it was very classy of him. You know, it was last season. It's time to let it go, and move on. You won a Super Bowl, Kansas City, be happy about that. You got carried to a Super Bowl, awesome. Scored a touchdown, excellent. So, but Toney, I really don't care about, to be honest. Good riddance. Obviously, it'd be great to have, but Dable and Chain aren't playing a game where they're going to deal with his attitude. That's just not happening. That is definitely not happening. Yeah, I did. Here's one. Who's going to lead the team in receiving yards? I think it's going to be Waller. He's the obvious choice if he stays healthy. There's no one else as good or talented as him. Robinson, if he played the whole season, maybe, but it's going to be him. He's going to be the guy. If he can stay healthy, it's going to be key for the Giants this season. $27. If you ever have legal trouble, more vehicle accidents, slip and fall, workers' compensation, personal injury claims, 1-800-HURT-123, attorney Big Al, also known as Jason Fine, also known as Big Al. You could give Jason a call directly, 24/7 at 267-962-4895, or Meiko at 267-303-7324 for a free consultation. He covers the Pittsburgh area, so if you're in the Pittsburgh area, give him a call. He also have offices in Cherry Hill, New Jersey area, and the Philadelphia, Pennsylvania area. So you need legal help, 1-800-HURT-123, Jason Fine, attorney Big Al. So any other questions for about the Giants? Like I said, I call this the lull in the season. So really, it's all about speculation and player interviews or coaches interviees, stuff like that. I like that Parcells gave Thibodeau his little his test. He would give players a pass with flying colors. It's probably nice for them to see a guy like Parcells there. A guy knows what it means to be, coach the Giants, what it means, to the organization means, how important it is to win. The history of the Giants and all that. But I'll tell you though, Bill Parcells looks old, man. Man, like I don't see him too often, but man, he's getting up there, and man, he is like. But I love Bill Parcells. He was a great coach for us. It's always good to hear, you know, hear things from a head coach like that with experience like that, as much as he's won. I think hopefully Dable can get a title or two by the time he leaves the Giants. Brian Dable seems like the kind of coach that can get it done, and I really like what he's done the first year and a half or so. So hopefully the Giants could have another repeat season, go to the playoffs again, and maybe get a little further this time. Maybe maybe they can finally have a really, really, really good season. Even though last year was a good season, but their schedule is much tougher this year, obviously. So you're going to have to, get some wins that you think you might not have gotten. It's versus tougher teams, and the whole division got better. The Cowboys got better, the Redskins got better. I'm still going to call them the Redskins. Arlene C says, if Andrew Thomas, is there Thomas? I don't know if he's going to be a bargain. I want to see what his next contract's going to be. Because he should be one of the highest paid left tackles in the NFL. I don't think on a rookie contract he is, yes, of course. But his next contract is not going to be cheap because he's one of the best left tackles in the league. He's definitely a top 5 left tackle in the NFL. So you're going to pay a pretty penny for him. And that's another thing. That's another thing. Another reason you don't want to give Barkley a lot of money. You want to make sure you're spending your money the right way. Because Andrew Thomas is someone you have to sign. Like, Dexter Lawrence was a guy you had to sign. There's certain players, other contracts are going to be coming up that you're going to have to sign. You really have no choice about that. It'd be nice if we didn't have the Leonard Williams contract, which is gigantic. But if you're going to be paying Andrew Thomas in the future, you can't spend a lot of money now and prior to that. You have to make sure you have that money allocated, even though the cap will go up next year. You need to make sure you're going to be able to sign him and secure him easily without any issue whatsoever, which I still think they'll have a problem whatsoever. I think getting Lawrence signed was a big thing. If they could somehow rework Williams' contract, but on a rookie contract, a player like Thomas is definitely a bargain. That's why I love what they did with the rookie contracts. Ever since they changed the rookie contracts, it's much more affordable and much more of a financially an easier time for these teams, especially with a quarterback. You remember, you draft a quarterback, you give him millions and millions and millions of dollars. And it doesn't work that way. You do have the high pick, but now it's scaled and it helps. That's one of the best changes I think they made about the CBA is the rookie contract situation. We have levels of where you're drafted to where your rookie contract is, not throwing exorbitant amounts of money at somebody, even though it's still a lot. It's not what it used to be because you used to have to sign that player that you drafted, and then that player would end up being horrible and suck, and then you'd be stuck paying that person. So, that's one good thing about the CBA. The bad thing about the CBA is they don't practice enough physically. They don't have enough physical padded practices. I think that's another reason for a lot of the injuries ever since they did that. Ever since they made that change, it seems like players are more fragile. For the Giants, I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's a little bit of, practice physically as much and the field turf. So let's hope that field turf that they put in there helps. I saw a picture of it. It looks great. Only question is, let's see. Sign up Braves are up 2-1 over the Twins. Sweet. Yep. The Braves are going on a win streak again. They have 50 wins. So before the All-Star break, that's pretty outstanding. I assume they only play the Twins twice. I think they might be playing the Yankees soon too. Yeah, that's what it is. It's baseball season now. Most average fans don't necessarily pay attention to football. Us hardcore fans are focused on football. We need more of it. Although, on subject not the NFL, I thought I would watch the USFL more than the XFL, but the XFL was actually better, I think. But I haven't watched, but yeah, I haven't watched much USFL this year. I know some people watching have, but I watch more XFL and USFL. At least it's football. It's still not the NFL though. And it's just a slow time for the Giants. No one go and blow their fingers off or something like Pierre Paul did. They went on the break. They had that mandatory little mini camp for like 2 or 3 days. He went and blew his hand off July 4th. So no Giants players doing stupid crap like McKinney, whose hand is still messed up. Giants run a 3-4-4. They're typically a 3-4. Typically. Sometimes they'll run a 4-3. Sometimes they'll run a 5-2. It's typically a hybrid of a 3-4, though. No J. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, don't go on any jet skis or water skis. Don't ski. It's like all that you tell these players are, don't do anything stupid now. Yeah, but on the defense, Bo, the defense is kind of a hybrid. A lot of the times there's three safeties in the game, or a safety in the box to stop the run. That's what McKinney did a lot. But this year, I think McKinney's gonna be able to be roam free a little more because having Okirike, it's either gonna be him or McKinney that wears the green dot, and typically it's a safety that makes the calls. But Okirike may take over that responsibility and it'll let McKinney play better. But yeah, it's like a hybrid 3-4. Wink Martindale is very malleable, I guess is the word, very flexible. So with guys like Okirike, it'll allow him to do a little more. Hopefully with Deonte Banks, the quarterback, I think it fits his scheme a little better. So I do think they need a linebacker, but 3-4. I'm very happy with what the defense did with what they had. But you kick out have guys like Fabian Moreau and Crossan and guys basically off the practice squad for half of your secondary, which is what happened to them for a time. Like Fabian Moreau isn't no starter. So this year you may not see people on the defense, on the field like that. And Azeez Ojulari needs to stay healthy. He had a nagging injury last year all season. Couldn't stay healthy. Just couldn't stay healthy for the life of him. Obviously, Thibodeaux has to take a big step up. I think he'll be fine. I really like Okirike. Tyrod Taylor. Oh yeah, Tyrod Taylor and the third stringer is DeVito. I think Tommy DeVito I think that might be his name. He's your practice squad guy, probably, is my guess. Obviously, Tyrod Taylor won't play unless DJ gets hurt. So it's still expensive for a backup. He's expensive. He's not they're paying him a good amount of money. But you gotta have a backup. I think that Tyrod Taylor could do some things, in the offense, but I don't think he's going to win you games. I just don't. I think Tyrod Taylor is always bound to make a mistake like that, like a pick or something. I remember he came in the game. I forget what he almost got knocked the hell out. He tried to run the ball and got a concussion. Something like that. It was ridiculous. Yeah, but I want to see Tyrod Taylor on the field. If you're a Giants fan, I think Jones is your guy. If Jones goes down, they ain't making the playoffs. But with the schedule as tough as it is, they still may not make the playoffs. I mean, they're going to have to be pretty good in a pretty good division. They're going to have to go 3-3 within the division at minimum. I would love to go 4-2. If they could do something like that, they'll, and then you got some really tough, you have some really tough games that are not easy for them this season. I just want to get through the season relatively healthy, but that's impossible. No teams get through the season totally healthy, but I'd like to at least get through the preseason and get through the summer without having any major injuries or major losses. it'd be nice if some of the younger guys that got hurt last year last this time. Because the Giants have been one of the most injured teams probably in the past 5 years running. So, and other teams have complained about it too. So I just hope that the Giants can stay healthy and just give me 10 wins. I think if they can get 10 wins, they'll be back in the playoffs. And I don't want a tie. And a tie is something that probably saved them last year, actually. Dallas, I think, again. I think it's the Cowboys. Yeah, the look at the string where we'll play like 4 division games in 5 weeks or something like that. They might lose to the Jets. The Jets aren't a bad team. It's Dallas. Yeah, it's Dallas. See if the Giants can actually win a game versus them. Maybe. Is DeMarcus Lawrence still a Cowboy? If he's not on the Cowboys, we'll be okay. If he is, then he'll probably, have a huge game then and then not do much the rest of the season. Yeah, Spectator 95 knows what I'm talking about. DeMarcus Lawrence just shows up for us for some reason. Bo says the Cowboys still exist. Unfortunately, yeah. I will say they've had some great teams in their history, but yeah, unfortunately they do. I remember back when the Cardinals were in our division. It was fucking weird. Really weird. When they were what were the Phoenix for a time? Cowboys give this show ratings. I admit they do get ratings. I do have some Cowboys fans that watch, so can't be beggars can't be choosers when it comes to viewers. Owen says, "Spec, you going to take that from Bo?" Oh, them fighting words. Yeah, well, they do have Super Bowls. One team doesn't. So I think we got in the way of them potentially winning a Super Bowl in 2000. Will the Vikings? Oh God, will the Vikings win the Super Bowl? Hell no. Will they win a playoff game with Kirk Cousins? Is the answer. How did they win a playoff game with Kirk Cousins? I don't know. Bo's still mad about Drew Pearson. Pearson pushed off Kirk Cousins. God, now I can't remember. Has Kirk Cousins won a playoff game in Minnesota? He's won a playoff game in Minnesota, right? No? Come on, Bo. Answer my question. Yeah, I don't know if Cousins has won a playoff game. I think he has. But he's only been there like, what, 3 seasons? I think. I remember when he was on Washington. And they just wouldn't let him play. Just wouldn't play him. Oh, man. Poor Kirk Cousins. Poor Minnesota fans. Bo would rather have DJ. I don't believe so. Damn, so Daniel Jones won a playoff game with the Giants before Kirk Cousins won one with the Vikings. Damn. God, what does that say? I don't know, to be honest. At least it's when you want a wild card now. Dorsett scored from 100 yards out with 11 on the field versus the Vikings and 10 men on offense. Oh, jeez. Someone messed up on defense there. Someone missed their assignment, I think. I think so. Okay. All right, so the Saints. I was incorrect. He just won. The Vikings won that game, though. Oh. Well, there you go, Spec. Oh. It just wasn't when it mattered most. Oh, good. Oh, maybe Minnesota will win a championship one day. Maybe, maybe, maybe. It's not gonna be with Kirk Cousins, though. Bo says that's right. Are you talking about the Saints game in 2020? Or are you talking about an old game where I wasn't alive for? Yeah, okay. Kyle Rudolph. I like Kyle Rudolph, but his career was done when he got to us. I think if Kyle Rudolph was on the Giants and Dable was the coach, I think they would have used him well, even though he was at the end of his career. I don't know. Maybe not in your lifetime, but maybe sometime. Maybe not mine. I don't know. It's not going to be with Kirk Cousins, though. Definitely not. It's not going to be with O'Connell. I think that's. Is that the name of your coach? All right, I got to do another. Not Your Average Janes is a girls travel softball league. Ken Fry's daughter plays in Not Your on the team, and they are looking for donations and sponsors to help cover the travel costs and equipment for the upcoming season, which you're in right now. So if you're looking to help out Not Your Average Janes, help them out, donate, equipment or donate to help them cover the fees for travel and using the fields. Reach out to Ken Fry directly or Paul Spencer at Out of the Box Sports to donate. And any donations will be greatly appreciated. So if you're looking to help them out, contact Ken Fry directly or Paul Spencer at Out of the Box Sports. Kevin O'Connell, yes, Bo says. Well, he did bad as coach. He just lost to Daniel Jones. That's all. More like Daniel Jones shredded them, which I didn't necessarily expect like that. But good luck in the 2023 seasons to the Vikings and the Cowboys and the Jets and everybody's teams. Even though it's a long way off still. I want it to be August. That way I can know if Barkley's going to be a Giant or not. Man. Oh, they're just going to saw Barkley and DJ working out together. That makes sense. It's nice to see all the new players in Giants blue, of course. Likewise, Danny. Yep. All right. Let's go over our upcoming schedule here. Monday, 4 p.m. Joystick Junkies. Sorry, we're able to have a show tonight. We will be back next week at 4 p.m. Sully Squad, you just saw. They have an excellent show. Us Big Blue Power 8:30. Hopefully, Evan and Stacy will be back next week. We also got extra innings at 8:30 tomorrow. Talking baseball with Dave Yarnell and Joe Sullivan. Wednesday's the Back Cave with Ken Fry. College Football Frenzy. Dem 215 boys. Cowboys show. Those damn Cowboys. 444 lock. 8 p.m. Thursday. 444 locker room with Mike. Fridays. The new show 10:30 p.m. The Atomic Drop. Talking wrestling, old school wrestling, anything to do with wrestling, and Vegas sports scene with Ken Fry. Coming soon also, we're going to have Fuji's Philly Flair, Commanders Gridiron NFC East Roundtable, pre and post game Eagles, Giants, Cowboys. Yeah, we'll be doing post game for the Giants, pregame for the Giants, half hour, something like that. Giants Notre Dame also, and the debate show, the old school hour. So check us out. We have something for everybody on Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. When does Giants training camps? The second week in August, maybe? I mean, have they even come out with the exact date that the camps are supposed to start? Yeah, it's like first or second week of August, I think. Yeah, but Paul is a big sports Notre Dame fan, and I mean, I'll show the background if Paul wants me to, but if not, I won't because it's his. But yeah, gonna have a new show for Notre Dame, Bo. Football. So you better be watching that because you're a big time Notre Dame fan. But yeah, we have everything here at Adbox Sports: baseball, wrestling, boxing, maybe a hockey show in the future. You know, some post game and pregame stuff for for Giants, Cowboys, Washington, Philadelphia, all that stuff. So a lot of good stuff coming up for the football season. Yeah, I'll talk. I hope Notre Dame is pretty good. It says, you should do another shit with him if he wants me to. I am an Irish fan. Will admit I do root for them. If he wants me to be on, then I will be on. All he has to do is say the word, and I'll be on. Yeah, I do root for them. I will say that anytime they're on. Yeah, I don't really have a college football team, but if I did, it would probably be them. Because I have a lot of Irish in my blood, so. But that should be a good show. It's when college football rolls around, it'll be even better. It's the best time of the year, I think. College football. When college football starts a week before the NFL, you're like right where you want to be, going right into the NFL season. It's like the best time of the year, sports wise. I think that and NHL hockey playoffs. I think those two times of the year, sports wise for me, are two of the best times of the year. But yeah, for the Giants, I hope they have a good season. Like I said, get through summer with no injuries, no scathes, so you could, have a good shot at the beginning of the season, not come in hobbling like they have these past seasons. Love you. So the Giants have split with the Eagles and Cowboys season. They make it a well, yeah, that's what I said. They need to at least go 3-3 or 4-2. 3-3 at minimum. Because you go 2-4, you ain't making the playoffs probably. But I gotta go back and look what they beat Washington twice. They tied Washington, beat them. Yeah, I think they need to do a splitter better if they want to do something within the division itself. But it's been tough for them. I mean, it's been tough. I mean, 2 years ago we had Jones got hurt and Glennon had to come in. He was out the rest of the season. The Cowboys just seem to have our number for all these past years. Same with the Eagles. I think they'll at least split or beat Washington twice. But the Eagles are going to be tough. I hate to say it. They're going to be tough, man. The Eagles are going to be tough. Cowboys are going to be tough. Even Washington won't be a pushover. It's interesting to see with Washington. You don't know how is Howell going to do. If they could have some stability at the quarterback position, I think they'll be a little bit tougher. So, but plus also, I think they have a real OC down there now. Now Rivera doesn't have to pay attention to the offense. He can focus on defense, which is his forte. But division winner-wise, I think we're going to be third. At the best, second. I don't see us winning this division. I think the Eagles and the Cowboys are just a little bit too good roster-wise. Like I think they're better at really good receiving cores, good defenses, good fronts, good offensive lines. It's not a recipe for success when you're as bad as the Giants have been. So if they get a split, I'll be happy. Yeah, if you can get a split in the NFC East, I think that's not a bad result, considering how much better the division is probably going to be. It's probably going to be one of the best divisions in football again. I mean, you might have all 4 teams have a chance to make the playoffs, but the schedule is much tougher. And we'll see who survives through the schedule. I think the Eagles will be fine if they stay healthy. I think Dallas will be all right if they stay healthy. It's just about how's Dak going to do in those clutch situations. As for the Giants, their offensive line needs to be better. Their weapons need to produce more. Jones needs to produce more. They need to be a little bit better on the defensive side. Stay healthier. For Washington, I think it's just about finding stability at the quarterback position. I think that they could be a playoff team. So, but right now, like I said, there's not a lot going on in Giant Land. But figured we have a stream, talk some Giant football, just have a chill stream. Like I said, it's the lull in the season. So, but sooner or later, things will pick up, and hopefully Barkley will get his head out of his ass and sign. Even though I get that he wants his money, I get that. But I think Shane's doing what he's supposed to. He's going to make him sweat. And, I think eventually Barkley will sign a contract at some point. Now, I don't think it's going to be as much as he wanted, but if they can meet in the middle somewhere, that's all right. But I don't think Shane's going to give in to him. Life with Zilla, also known as Bo. I don't think Shane is going to give in to Barkley. I think he's looking at the future and he wants to make sure the future goes well. Because we saw what happened when Gettleman decided to do the things he's done. He messed him up for years for down the road. Now we have some of these ridiculous contracts. That we had to suffer through the Kenny Galladay contract. I like Larry Williams, but that's a huge contract. His cap hit's like $30 million. So that's why you got to be really smart. But we're tight against the cap now. Maybe next year it'll be a little bit better. But I just want to say thank you everybody for joining me on Big Blue Power Hour. Hopefully we will have Evan and Stacy back next week, next Monday. And there'll be more to talk about. Hopefully Barkley signs a contract by then. I don't got to talk about it no more. I can just forget about it. Because I don't want to hear nothing until he signs. But thank you everybody for joining us, and we will see you next week. And tomorrow we have extra innings. So check them out. This is a great show. Thank you very much, and we will see you next Monday. I will be on at 4 p.m. Hopefully, Evan as well. Joystick Junkies 4 p.m. Monday, and of course, Big Blue Power Hour 8:30 p.m. next Monday night. Take care, everybody.